I'm gonna show you the next hot Caribbean vacation spot that no one knows about. Cancun, Tulum, even maybe Punta Cana. Slide over, because Miches is about to take over. I'm standing here on Playa Esmeralda, which is probably the premier beach here in Miches. And this little town is a sleepy beach town, about an hour and a half north and west of Punta Cana. And let me tell you something, it is a gorgeous drive. I mean, check out this beautiful little country road, perfectly paved, striped, even with signs and everything else on it. For a minute, you forget that you're in the Dominican Republic and you think you're in a rural part of the United States. Except when I ran into the cows. That was uniquely Dominican, but pretty cool. Nice experience. Yeah, I mean, this is just incredible. One of my favorite places to come living here in the Dominican Republic. And the thing is, this area has so much interest locally and it's getting a lot of press internationally, and there are really, really good reasons why. If you followed me for a little bit, you know that I'm a big fan of Miches for now and for the future, even having invested in a plot of land here in Miches. Whoa, look at that. Because I believe in its future. But when people ask me about that land, if they ask why I'm so high on Miches, when they have these concerns about, right now, no airport, although I think one's coming, or how really big can Miches get, I explain to them a lot of different things that make me high on Miches. But today, I want to show you, starting with this. So here's the deal. On this beach, Playa Esmeralda, there is a bunch of development happening, or that's already happened, including right there. There's an all-inclusive resort that was built and recently opened right down the beach in Playa Esmeralda. And just beyond it is a resort called Scenic, which is owned and operated by the CEO of the largest developer in the Dominican Republic, called Grupo Punta Cana. Essentially, the company that created Punta Cana. In addition, on this beach, Dreams, Hilton, Marriott, all have projects launching, but maybe the big one, the granddaddy of them all, is right over there. On that point right over there, the Four Seasons is opening a 95-room resort, but also 21 residences, apartments and houses. So what does that mean? That means that Dreams, Secrets, Grupo Punta Cana, or at least their CEO, Four Seasons, Hilton, Marriott, are all plunking down millions and millions of dollars right here in this town. You know, it's a famous thing that McDonald's is not a burger company, it's a real estate company. They do a ton of research on where best to put their newest restaurants in a given town or neighborhood. And it's also well known that Wendy's and Burger King in particular, they essentially go wherever McDonald's went. That's following the money. And for me, why I believe in this town and why I'm gonna show you not only this area, but where I'm buying land and what my plans are for that is the same thing. I'm a parasite. I'm Burger King. They're McDonald's, the Four Seasons, Hilton, Scenic. I'm just following the money. So follow with me, but before that, I gotta get my feet wet. I'm in love. Let's go. All right, I don't know how to do this, but let's see if we can get a really cool shot. Oh, that's pretty good. We turn it this way. Hey, I think that's good. I don't even know where the drone is right now. Oh my God, I'm like out in the middle of the ocean right now. Am I gonna lose the drone? Let's go down a little bit without going in the water. There you go, there's a good shot. That's cool. Okay, I'm doing good. But where am I? I don't know how to get this back to me. Come down a bit. Oh, there, I'm right there. So we come this way. I hear it. Oh, here it is. Hey.
Landing.
No idea what I'm doing with that thing. As I'm walking back to the car, I just was thinking on my way up here, the roads were incredible, and that wasn't always the case. In fact, some of you, if you've ever been up to this area, may remember roads being a lot more rough, but perfectly paved, perfectly striped. Now you do have this turn off here that I'll show you that goes to the Four Seasons. That road will eventually be paved, obviously, because of the socioeconomic level of the people that are gonna go to the Four Seasons. But the road here into Playa Esmeralda, where we made this turn right here to the right, just 3 years ago, this was a bumpy, kind of rocky road. Now, perfectly paved. I say this because there's a lot of people out there that know the Dominican Republic well, and maybe know it from the past, and they say, nothing ever gets done there. There's no development, there's no growth. Meanwhile, here's proof. I mean, just look at the roads I was on. Look at the view in the mountains. Look at this drive. This is one of the most incredible drives that you could go on in the entire country, maybe the world. And then you have the other side where people say, wow, this is just hurting a place like Miches. It's pricing out the locals. It's not good for them. And there's definitely truth to rising prices in an area. But I can tell you this, traveling around the country and going to more remote spots like Miches right now, although not for long, Las Galeras up in Samaná, and places like that, locals are faced with two different decisions. This is their words, not mine. Decision one is everything stays the same and they have to fight for money. But things stay relatively inexpensive and we'll say traditional. Decision two is they want more people, more tourism, more Americans and Canadians and Europeans coming in and spending money. So they have more income, understanding that the prices also go up with it. And from the conversations we've had, most I talk to say option two. It's like, yeah, I get that the prices are gonna go up, but I'll have more of an opportunity to earn income than right now. Prices are lower, but they're not zero, and there's no opportunity to earn income. Let's see if I can wash my feet here. That's not working yet. But the bathrooms work. And I gotta use one. Whew, much better. The locals thought a snake got loose. That was whatever. But let's roll through. I'll show you a little bit more and then we'll take a look at this land so you get an idea of how it's located compared to this beach. And I'll talk a little bit more about how I see opportunity in Miches, especially for those of you who want to invest. I had to come back and get the camera. B-roll. All right, on my way out, I passed by the sign for Zemi. So I'm turning around and going back. It's a side road here, I'll show you. There's the sign. It says go this way. It looks like Hilton is managing it. And again, Zemi right here is owned, my understanding, and I'm 99% sure I'm right on this, is owned by the CEO of Grupo Punta Cana, which is the biggest developer in the country. And truthfully, folks, if you want to know where to invest, if you're wondering where the next hotspots are, go where Grupo Punta Cana is going, whether it's the CEO by himself, like Zemi, or the group. So in the Dominican Republic, let's throw up a map so you can see this. There's Puerto Plata. There's a project called Punta Bergantin. Big project. Vin Diesel's opening a movie studio in there. And that whole project is Grupo Punta Cana. Then let's go all the way south to Barahona. This spot right here has a project called Cabo Rojo, including the Cabo Rojo airport. And all of this, Grupo Punta Cana. So if you're following me and you hear me talk a lot about, oh, you know where you should look, Cabo Rojo, Miches, Punta Bergantin, it's because that's where Grupo Punta Cana money has gone. The other areas to keep an eye on, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, look at this. Look at this sign right here in the middle of nowhere, Grupo Punta Cana. That, to me, is money. That is a sign that represents money. And here this is. There is the sign for Zemi. So I don't know what this little turnaround is, but we're gonna follow it and see where it takes us until security tells us we can't go any further. But those areas are big for that reason. The other spots I'd like to talk about are Rio San Juan and Cabrera. These are on the North Shore, and there's a big project being launched there with $1 billion worth of investment from a group led by Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod, A-Royd, whatever you want to call him. As a Yankee fan, go A-Rod. But there's a ton of publicity, there's a ton of push, there's a ton of government engagement with A-Rod and his group for that project in Rio San Juan and Playa Grande. I mean, hell, even DJ Khaled, he spends a ton of time up there. You only had one reason, now you have another one. Make sure I don't get myself in trouble with security here. I gotta turn around, but here, I'll show you where I am. So here's the entrance for Zemi. They're not gonna let me in, no stinking way, but you can see where we are. I'll turn around before the entrance here and we'll head back, but I'll have to come back to Zemi sometime, see if I can get myself a night there and check it out, and I'll do a whole review for all of you. But again, go where the money goes, folks. And Grupo Punta Cana, to me, is where the money goes. I'm a big fan of theirs. I don't get paid by them, nor do I ever want to. I always want to be able to be honest with you. People say,
well, the government, the Minister of Tourism, they should pay you for the promotion you do.
Look, I spent 21 years in corporate America, which I learned only at the 17-year mark was not who I was meant to be. I'm not a compliance guy. I don't do well being told what to do. God knows how I lasted that long. But when I left in 2021 and set out on my own, I gave myself a promise that if I can avoid it, I will never be beholden to anyone ever again. Now, of course, you have clients, you have people who pay for services. You're gonna have to serve those people, of course, but it's by choice. It's like the DR Inner Circle that I have. This is a group of people who want more exclusive content and who love the Q&A and the experts I bring in to share knowledge about investing and traveling and living here. Of course, I'm going to serve those people. And if you're interested in the DR Inner Circle, just click the top link below. It'll take you to a site so you can review it and decide if it's for you. But I don't want propagandist money. I I want to share what I truly feel. And here's the other thing I've realized recently that I need to lean more into. I love this country. I think not only the potential for investment and the potential for a life and everything else are amazing, but I'm proud to raise my children in this country. We feel safe and secure. We feel like we've blessed our children with the gift of living internationally, learning a new culture, a new language. And at times, I allow the voices that comment and say things like, you have no idea what the Dominican Republic is. You live in a bubble. Your perfect little country isn't so perfect. To get in my head, maybe I try to balance it out a little bit, bring some of the negative, some of the bad, because there is in every country, in every society, in every household. Hell, I yelled at my kid the other day, I don't even know why. Bad dad moment. But here's what I realized. There are plenty of voices out there that want to talk crap about the Dominican Republic, that want to say how terrible it is, that want to point me out as somebody that's in some way, shape, or form dangerous, misinformed, only trying to get your money. Remember the Gringo King? This guy? Huh? And yet, here I am, on my own on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, whatever today is, driving around in some of the most beautiful landscape. I can't even capture it with this camera. Some of the most beautiful landscape in the world. I bumped into a politor officer, kind of a tourism police officer at the beach. It was like me and him, and another dude on a motorcycle. In fact, I might have captured it if I could find the B-roll. Dan, if you could throw it in there, show him right here. Just looked at me and smiled. Didn't have to, could have went about his day. But I love the real human-to-human connection that this society brings, that this culture brings. And yet I hear the voices. If you don't know Spanish, you can't exist in this country. You think you can, but you can't. Or you've only been here 3 years, you have no clue. Or you're a white dude, you're just colonizing. When I realize that it's really the silent voices that I'm serving. You're probably like me, you watch videos like this, but you never comment. I don't. But I'll tell you what, if you're with me, if you're like, man, look, yeah, Dominican Republic's not perfect, but it is a perfect place for somebody like me. I love the culture. I love it down there. And I love having somebody out there shining a bright light on this beautiful place. Spam the comments, say, keep going. Hey, I need a little push sometimes too. I'm talking to a stick with a camera on it right now. Craving community a little bit. So my commitment to you is I want to show you the beauty of this country through my eyes, how I see it. And all I ask in return is every so often, if you're with me, let me know. Because those that aren't, they do. And I'm a human being. Easy to say, don't get impacted by it. But when you get sometimes hundreds of comments a day challenging you, even threatening you, how dare you speak about politics in the Dominican Republic? How dare you utter the word Haiti? Or my favorite, you're hurting people and you should be hurt. Just my existence here. Some people believe that. So I'll take it. Take a little love in the comments if you're willing to offer it. If not, you just want to watch and stay silent, I still love you. All right, we're at the intersection. Let's head up to Legacy. Okay. Let's go check it out. Hola, señor. Jaime. Julio, mucho gusto. All right, in the back of this truck, heading up the hill. Get some footage from up there so you can see where we are, but check this out. This is scary. Wow. I'm risking life and limb here in this bouncy truck just to catch that view on this camera. Wow. Incredible. Holy. All right, we're arriving.
Y él no lo conocía, él es nuevo, él no ha venido nunca.
¿Nuevo? ¿Él es nuevo?
Sí, él no ha venido nunca. El otro que venía.
Okay.
Gordo.
Mi corazón. That's gorgeous, isn't it? It's insane. You can't capture it here, but I'll try to do it with a drone. Let's get that out real quick. All right, we're gonna fly the drone. If I can get high enough in the air, I could show all of this out here, get this drone out, get it ready to go, and then start flying it. Okay, how do I think I got this thing. So the deal with this whole Legacy thing, where I am right now, it took me like 40-ish minutes from Playa Esmeralda to get here. But as they were saying, we're like 5 minutes from another beach over here near the town of La Canita. And everything I've heard about that beach is it's, tourist friendly, it's a lot of open space for people to go to it. So while this right here doesn't have beach access, you've got that view from everywhere you are on this mountain. I could get on one of these horses over here and ride all the way to the top, but I had to get back to Punta Cana to pick up my kids from school. But I did it before, and I took some footage from way up top where you could see what the views are going to look like from all the residential spaces here. But where I am, this place, Legacy, the reason I wanted to get a piece of this was they're building a full-on community. The company is Boardwalk Developments. The owner is a friend of mine named Cheryl Henderson. I have a lot of faith in her. Doesn't mean everybody should, but if you are interested in this, I'll just say it now down below. There's a list of links, one of which is interest in Legacy Miches. Just fill it out. It gets to their team. They reach out to you. Do your due diligence. Know this, when I do referrals to different people, whether it's realtors or attorneys, in almost all cases, they're going to pay me some sort of referral fee if you decide to do business with them. But please, only if it feels right for you. But I want to give you the whole story here. So this is Miches, but it's actually the town of Magua. Magua is up from Miches, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Not very far in miles or kilometers, but you got to go through towns with speed bumps and all that stuff. But again, make sure you're clear on exactly where it is. The relatability on this would be if you've ever been to Punta Cana. Punta Cana is technically where the airport is, Punta Cana Village Resort. I mean, like that's the original Punta Cana. Downtown Punta Cana, all the way up through where Secrets and Barceló and Lopesan and Meliá resorts are, that's technically Bávaro, but we call it Punta Cana. Hell, even further than north in Macao, in Ubero Alto, that's also called Punta Cana, even though it's a good 45 minutes to an hour away. And that's what I would look at this as. When you hear Miches, there's Miches as the center, but it's not like Miches is like this thriving hub right now, but that's where Esmeralda is, and a lot of the resorts are going. Then you got these areas to the east and west of it that are the Miches area, and that's where we are right now. For this project, they're selling, I don't know, it's about 100 large lots, about 1,250 square meters. I think that's just about a quarter acre. About 100 medium-sized lots. Those I think are 500 square meters. And then I think it's like 400 small lots. Don't quote me on the numbers, but you get the point. It's a bunch of the small lots, which are 350 square meters, and then they go up in size, and there's less of them. As of right now, what I've seen on Boardwalk's site, which I'll link below, I think like 90-95% of the large lots are taken, including yours truly. The medium lots are more than half gone. The small lots, there's still enough left to get in, buy, and invest. The vision on this whole thing looks like this, and I'll put up a few images of what it might look like, just artist renderings of different concepts they're talking about. For the first 3 years of the project, which would be like 2025 to 2028, they're finalizing all their permits, they're getting the land developed, meaning boardwalk. That means roads, not like the one we came up, sewage or septic systems, electricity with buried power lines, and really just setting up the land for the neighborhoods and the retail and restaurant space they want to build. Then after that 3-year mark is when you or I can start building if you wish to do that. Once the land is all sold out and you've paid yours off, you could sell the land. That's an option. But starting year 3 is when you can build. Now, you need to build before the 5-year mark, so 2030 or so. Again, all dependent upon permitting and timelines being as I'm saying them right now. In DR, things change. If the government office wants to go slow on the different permits they have to get, that they're going to go slow. But just go with me. So 2030, if you haven't started building, you will have to pay a monthly fee for every month that you're not building. I don't know how much it is, call it $100, maybe it's a little more. As well, starting in year 3, once the land is fully developed, an HOA, essentially, or maintenance fee will be charged per lot. The exact amount I don't know, but I would plan on it being a couple $100 on the high end, maybe even 300 down to maybe 100, 150 on the low end. But again, that has not been publicized. I'm just giving you my thoughts. Boardwalk has been really clear, like they're still trying to figure out the exact right amount. But the reason for that is at that point, they'll have security, they'll have infrastructure, they need to fund all of the operations of the land. But once done, the vision for Legacy over the next, say, 5-10 years is you've got these residential communities, as you see in this map here, but then you've got this green space around the waterfall, where there'll be things like sound therapy, meditation space, and so on. And they're going to keep houses, retail, restaurant away from that so that it remains a quiet space, and they'll only develop it and make it easy access for quiet space. Longer term, there's restaurants that are overseeing this amazing view right here being planned, retail space, glamping domes, and all of that. My understanding is all of those are investable options for individuals if interested. So talk to Boardwalk if you want to know. Again, just fill out the form about Miches and we'll get you connected to them. God, just look at that. I don't know if you can really get it on camera. Maybe the drone footage here will be a good way to show it again. The question I get next is usually, well, what are you going to do with it? Like, what do you see? Your Airbnb, do this, do that. And I'm going to be very honest with you. This is just how I see this. I don't know. Nor do I care. My general thesis is the Dominican Republic is on a growth trajectory. And outside of the established areas like Punta Cana and Puerto Plata, there are many areas that are growing and that have a lot of attention on it right now. I believe Miches is at the top of that list. There are others, but to me it's number one. And in addition, right now to own land here is as cheap as it's gonna be, and I believe it has the most upside from the bottom to the top. More than Cabo Rojo, more than Rio San Juan, more than Puerto Plata, more than Bahia Ibe, more than Punta Cana. So my whole thing is I want exposure. I'm of the mindset that you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. And when you're buying at the bottom in an area that has all of these investments that we talked about when I was on the beach, for me it's just like, I want the land. Here's maybe a better way to look at it. If you were to go to Punta Cana in the early 80s, when it was just a bunch of barren land, and a guy came up to you and said, hey, $5,000, buy a few of these lots. If you could flash back there right now, knowing what you know, you'd buy as many of those as you possibly could. The same is probably true of Cancun, Tulum, and many other places out there. So that's my reason for buying. I'm not thinking too far ahead, to be honest. I'm not worried about, is it 20 minutes or is it 50 minutes to a certain beach? I'm not worried about how much an HOA is gonna be. Is it gonna be $100 or $300? That's me. I think there are three types of investors in the Dominican Republic. None of them are wrong, none of them are right. It's either, hey, I trust this developer, I wanna get in early, and then we'll figure it out as we go. I can roll with that. I fit into that camp, I'm comfortable with it. But some people aren't, and they would go into camp 2. Well, or 3, but camp 2 is, hey, I like it, I believe in it, I'm willing to pay a little more to see some of this get developed so that my eyes and heart align. Okay, you've broken ground, you got some stuff going on, it's been a year, things are progressing, I know I'm not getting at the bottom, but I'm getting on the upward trajectory. Maybe not here, but here. Great strategy. And then the third person or the third camp would be this. Hey, I don't want to get at the bottom. I don't even want to get here. I want to see most of this done before I buy. And I'm willing to pay much more than the bottom, but less than the very top because I value security over the maximum return. The other question might be like ROI, Airbnb. And again, I don't know. I'm buying on belief. I'm also buying in a way that if it goes to hell, if the whole thing falls apart, if Boardwalk runs away with my money, it's not going to be the end of me. I wouldn't like it, don't get me wrong, but I always say investing in DR is a speculative investment, and then this area is also speculative on top of that. So bet with money you can lose. An attorney is a great option. Again, I keep saying it, but they're down below. Click all the links, and whoever you want to meet with, I can introduce you to. These are people that I've used and I trust. Again, doesn't mean you should. Gotta do all these disclaimers. Go with your gut, go with your instinct. I guess I'll put it this way. In 30 years, when I'm in my 70s, almost 80 years old, oh my God, 47, where'd that time go? I can fully see my kids, whether they live here in the Dominican Republic or they live in the United States, saying to their friends like, oh, we're gonna go down to Miches, we have a place there. And at that point, Miches will be the same as a Cancun, a Cabo, a Punta Cana, and people are like, you have a place in Miches? How'd you do that? You know, my parents bought way back when it was just land. There was nothing there. They just got this plot of land and built something and kind of held on to it. And they're still alive, which I hope we're still alive at almost 80. So let's say I'm still alive at this point, but we get to go down and use it whenever we want to. And in my mind, that land, this land that I paid, I think $70,000 for the large lot, the smaller lots are between 20 and 25,000 right now, or they were 20, they might be 25 now. It's gone up a little bit. With property and everything built in 30 years, I mean, I don't even know. $1 million, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. It's hard to know with inflation and everything, but you get my point. What else? What did I leave out? We talked about what it is. We talked about the size. We talked about where it is. We talked about my investment strategy and how I see it. And I gave you some links that you need to go to in case you want to get more information. I think that's pretty much it. I'm excited about the future of the country, of Miches. In this video, I just wanted to be able to share not only my words, but the view of what I'm excited about. From the beach to the Four Seasons to Zemi, all the way up here to Legacy. Now, if you want to see another investment that I'm in, also with Boardwalk, but closer to Punta Cana, you can take a look at this video right here, and it'll go through a full tour, an outline of why I see this being a really good investment. And I'll see you all on the next one.